All right, so let me say hello and welcome everyone. Doug here with the LincolnList.com. Welcome to another edition, the daily edition, I should say. Stock market mutterings. We're going on week 2 of the daily edition. Got some great feedback, some good response from you guys, and I appreciate it. Now, special surprise, obviously, for you today. I got a new camera. I literally just got a new camera. So the one I'm looking in right now, this one, I just got it. I just plugged it in. It's a Panasonic Lumix 4K recording. I'm not recording in 4K right now. I just literally plugged it in. Haven't done anything with the settings. It looked kind of good through this little viewfinder that I've got. But then it's like as soon as I hit record, it darkened. I have no idea what this is going to turn out, but I'll look at this tonight. So, another step in the right direction, getting a little bit higher quality videos here. So, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the weekend. It was good for me. I finally got a chance to get out in nature, which I've just kind of really been busy moving into this new office and stuff, and got a chance to do some rock climbing and scrambling. My hands are like swollen sore. Haven't done that in a while, so it was just good to get off grid, disconnect, left my cell phone. Man, I was just me in nature. Man, I was just out there in the wild like a savage. Oh. And I got back. I traded like a savage today, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So let's go back and do a quick review of what we left off with on Friday, because one of the setups, a lot of them work, but I was really I focused on one, and it doesn't always work like this where I do a one and done, but I just caught it right cleanly out of the gate with some size, was this docu, and it just worked out. And normally after that, I've learned my lesson not to try to go back and trade unless I see something that's just too good. I won't take a trade, especially when it gets later. I just won't do it, especially when you make that kind of money in the first 10-15 minutes. So one of the things I want to focus on here is for you newer traders, those who are out there trying to learn the technical analysis thing and what this is all about. What's important to this stuff is not all trades are created equal. You got one of the most loosely used terms in trading is breakouts. And not all breakouts are the same. And if I do a breakout trade, I want to look for something that has multi-time frames, where it's not just breaking out now on the intraday, but it's also a very important level on the daily chart or a longer time frame. And guys, this is what's important when it comes to technical analysis. Every number that you're looking at means something. And what that means determines how much size you're going to use. So if you remember the market mutterings that I left off with Thursday, I gave you a handful of stocks. I said these are going to break out on the daily, or they look like they're going to break out on the daily. One of those were docu. Just take a look at what I'm talking about for you guys out there. You had a couple of pieces of resistance working around 91.20s right here. You had about 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. And I said, just don't gap up. Don't gap up. And it just small gap. Held that area real nice and clean, and as soon as it started basing, we got long here and just really rode this thing all the way out. Now it just went parabolic, and I sold right up here pretty close to what was then the top. Later on it managed to squeeze back above that, but this time I got what I wanted out of the trade. So I guess what I'm talking about is when you guys are out there and you're trying to learn your technical analysis and you want to know, why does the stock move? It's all these inflection points that matter. And when these two groups of people where short sellers get stopped out and buyers trample over each other, you get these explosive moves. You always hear long saying they hate short sellers, but it's like, if you didn't have short sellers, you wouldn't get moves like this. If you didn't have short sellers, prices wouldn't be driven down, or selling wouldn't be driven down to where it make things attractive. You need both sides to play this game. So this was a really sweet trade. I've been talking about this stock. To me, it's a dip buy anytime you get a chance. Like later in the day, you could have got another shot at a really big move on this. I like this stock. As long as it's playing this way, probably going to see 100 on it. It's going to be tons of great plays in this one. So let's take a look at the SPY here real first. I just wanted to touch base with you on that. Kind of get you an idea of my style, what I'm looking for, because I just don't randomly buy breakouts. That's just not how I do it. This is I'm going to say this is a pretty good day. You started out with some shake, which got people thinking we're going in through this back test. And again, this is the market playing its trickery on everyone, I think, right now, because everyone is really thinking we've got to go back to the lows. We've got to test lows. And you know what? Maybe we do. And I was going through my watch list there on Thursday, and it's like when I got done, somebody made a comment and said, you sound pretty bullish. And I'm like, well, I didn't intend to sound bullish. But now that I'm looking at all these charts, I'm bullish. I'm still bullish right now until I see things change. But you're starting to get glimpses of the old market. And what I mean by the old market is it just continues not to die off. So you got this selling, and people are probably piling in short here, and it just finds a low, and it ends up almost clawing its way back. I mean, this is a really bullish read, and as long as it stays, to me, above 200, I'm going to go through the lows of about 4 days ago, 265 to 264.5. If it holds up there, it's still bullish in my opinion, short term. Now, if that happens and it loses it, then, you know, we'll change our mind. That's the beautiful thing about trading. You can always be wrong in your thinking, but you don't have to be wrong in your execution. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look. And I tell you what, you get over today's high, 278, I would think 300 is a foregone conclusion, and it'll probably be something done real fast. But you know what? I'm not in the prediction business. I'm in the prepared business, and I'll just play it accordingly. Now, I'm going to give you some trades here that I'm looking at tomorrow. And again, it's the same stuff. I mean, there are thousands, it looks like. Thousands. That's an exaggeration, obviously. But it looks like there's thousands of daily flags still. I got some names written down here we're going to go through. And let's start out with, how about some famous names? Apple. APL. Apple. I mean, look at the daily. This is what I'm looking at, is the daily down here. This is the same thing we saw last week with BABA. When I was talking about BABA, this is what you saw with Docu, guys. It's not just a cheesy breakout on an intraday time frame. This is a multi-time frame breakout, taking out major resistance and doing so with authority. Look at the close on this thing. Now, you don't want to chase something that's up this high, but just like I said with BABA last week, what I'm begging for and asking for kindly here is don't gap this thing up. Keep it about right here, maybe drift it a little bit lower, you know, just kind of slide it on in tomorrow. And wow, that's what we're going to look for, because we want to get that max. But this looks good. You don't have any resistance left in the chart here till 278. So, I mean, you got another $5, $6 worth of cash there. Good looking chart. If tech continues to perform, you know, that's what you're going to see. And one way to look at this, guys, is people thought tech was the laggard, like it was going to catch up with all the rest of these airlines and all this other crap and get murdered. Some of these are still close to highs. They still look really, really good. We talked about Okta and stuff last week. I mean, these things look good. This one's another one. Somebody I'm changing my mind on here today. Roku. Don't embarrass me, Roku. Don't embarrass me. I mean, here's another daily chart that's looking good. Now, I was pretty bearish, I'll admit, on this Roku. It was one of the better shorts that I've had recently. And that was only because it was selling off before the market started selling off. And then it just really got crushed. But I tell you what, you know, you're going to look at this chart here. I think since the 24th of March, it's been a pretty orderly, well-behaved cleaning up. It's cleaning its act up. And again, this is what you want to look for. When people are talking about buying dips, you don't just randomly jump into something when it's going down because you think, I'm going to put that in air quotes, because you think it's oversold. Because the market's going to tell you when it's oversold. And as long as it's diving, you don't need to catch the falling knife. The thought here is, look at it this way. Now it's cleaned itself up. It's got sort of a floor that it's put itself in. So it's a much easier read now. Much better risk to reward play. Through 97, this has got the triple digit. I'm telling you, it's going to be an emotional number. It's going to pound on that 100. Yeah, Roku. So we got Apple and Roku. I wrote a couple of them down here. How dare I? How dare I? Should I bring it up again? Why not? Who else? Who else is good in this world? My almighty king. My king. My true king. My one true king. King Baba. That's right. King Baba. Baby. Gosh. It's looking good too. Now, I missed this trade last week because I bitched about it. Here it is. It's going to give us another shot. And this is what I was talking about last week. It gapped up above. Hope Apple doesn't do that. It gapped up above the range right there. Now it just kind of dipped right in there. Look at it curling up. Boy, you get a punch right through this 201.44. It's going to be good, 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 good. I think it's going to be good. It feels like it's going to be good. So anyway, let's kind of watch that one here. I mean, I'm going to go through this list real quick. I'm going to give you some other ones. I'm just going to throw these names out there for you scalpers. I'm not going to say these are swinger plays. None of them really were anyway. I'm mainly day trading, but Super Bulls, Netflix. I talked about this one in Market Mutterings. ZM triggered today. T-Doc. These look really good. These are a couple of trades like, you know, Docu. I put that in. Let me just give you this list. Docu, Netflix, and ZM. Docu, Netflix, ZM. Docu, Netflix, ZM. Those are bullish stocks under accumulation. So you new guys out there, accumulation just means the street wants them. They're consuming every dip, every chance they get, and it's a cycle. So the stuff that we're talking about, you know, maybe a month later, nobody will give a damn about Docu. That's the life of a stock trader. But right now, those are strong. So what I mean with it, when I start with those types of stocks, I look for the really strong stocks like that, and I try to buy the dips on those because those are the names people want to have. They want to own those names right now. So anytime you get a chance to pick up a dip, more often than not, it will also get picked up and you got a chance to make some money. Those are also the ones you should stay away from shorting because they're strong. And you may some days put Tesla in that category. The rest of them, they kind of have a decent balance. But for those on my watch list right now, that's what I got. So review, everything still looks bullish to me. I can change my mind tomorrow. I can change my mind tonight. I can change my mind right after I do this and say, you know what? I read this wrong. But we're still getting bullish readings here. You got Apple that looks good. AMD looks good, which I didn't go through. Baba looks good. Roku looks good. These all look like they're ready to make a next leg up. And then some that have already made the next leg up, like Netflix, ZM, Docu. Those are just dip buys. Just good pickups on any kind of dip for some scalps and some money. So that's going to do it, man. I hope you guys like these market mutterings. I'm a little tired today from all that rock climbing. I'm just out there. Hands are all scuffed up and everything, but we're getting there. Hope you like my new Panasonic camera. I promise I don't know what it's going to be like coming through. It looks a little dark, but I'll mess with this tonight and see if I can get some better settings. Have you guys got any questions? You got any things that you want to talk to me about? You got suggestions, you know, reach out to me. Support at thelincolnlist.com. Don't forget, you can always join our trade room and trade with us live each day. I do this stuff every day on screen, just like you're seeing it here. Walk you through this whole thing step by step. Until tomorrow, we'll see what we come up with. But let's really, really pay attention to this Apple, Roku, and Baba tomorrow and see if we can capture some good coin. So guys, until next time, take care. Talk to you tomorrow.